You're very welcome. Today we got Cullen Donovan who's going to start us off. Cullen is a skills coach with Be Great, Be Different. He's going to be talking to us about skill development, so really excited to have you, Cullen. Go ahead, it's all yours.
All right, Emil, thank you. So today we're going to talk about individual skill development. So let me try and get this. Here we go. High controls. There we go. Perfect. All right. So today we're going to take a deeper look into the development of players, and let's get going. Next one. All right. So what we'll be covering, what is culture and how to become a leader for your team, creating positive habits, journaling, sleep, self-confidence, individual and skill development. How can we improve as skill develop? How can we improve the skill for our development of our players? And I'll be giving some workouts, some offensive improvement workouts, a full court individual skill development workout, and some conditioning and basketball specific development workouts as well. I'll have some recommendations to how we all can improve as athletes and coaches, and then I'll be open to some questions and remarks. So let me see. Next slide. So my journey to now, I want to thank Rend and Nabil, Rend Sports Academy, and Nabil for providing me this platform to share. I know we spoke 5 months ago, Nabil and I, while sitting in a cafe trying to plan out the summer, and then he had a great idea to try and get some work going, and he's been persistent and assisted me on trying to motivate myself and to get some work out there. So I really want to thank Nabil for putting this on. I've learned a lot through some of his clinics, and I hope everybody here today can learn some things through mine. So let's get going. These are some of the clubs and organizations I've worked with through my basketball experiences, and I've been grateful enough to have plenty of mentors and coaches along the way. So I think some of this stuff that I've learned, I've been able to share. I want to share my experiences through working with some of these clubs and organizations. So how to bring culture within our teams. I define culture as customs, beliefs, and habits and behaviors of a set of individuals in a group. It is essential as players, teammates are all on the same page when working alongside our teams. When we're working with as players and coaches with skill development, we need to make sure we display our values, because when we create this certain expectations for our athletes and teammates, we will be able to provide supportive behaviors for our players to follow in certain successful footsteps. So I think when there's confidence boosted, preparing and encouraging players to achieve higher performance, they will be able to succeed, and they can reach certain levels that they've provided for themselves. As coaches and leaders on our team, if we take our genuine time and appreciation that's put into our as we put in the time and appreciation of our players, and as teammates, whether you're a coach or a player looking to be a leader on your team, we can boost aspirations of ourselves and the players around us. We'll be able to create essential habits, and we can engage in acts that can support people in their visions or wherever they see themselves going. So this motivation and efforts as leaders can provide benchmarks for helping our players reach the aspirations that they want. And a little self-reflection for people is how can we bring these individual skills to serve our players and teammates in a team setting, because not necessarily skill develop isn't just dribbling the ball or something like that. It's also being a person and how we can bring successful skill sets to our teams. So some life values and setting goals. We need to understand ourselves as people before we can serve players and our teammates. Our values, habits, choices dictate how we do everything in life. These are essential, as I mentioned in the last slide, they're essential individual skills, where they're just as important as the physical skills that we want to incorporate on the court. We have to be able to find ways that we can better ourselves off the court and separate. And when we do that, we're able to separate ourselves and bring growth to our teammates and coaches. So we need to evaluate how we work as teammates, coaches, club members, friends in the community, and we can incorporate that and bring that to our families in that regard. So yeah, another self-reflection of habits and values. We'll go into deeper reflection point in as the presentation goes along. So this is exercise for some observant coaches and players. This is exercise that I learned while logging on to a call with Point Guard College. It was they kind of gave me this idea of kind of incorporate life values, which I just chose 4. It was passion, faith, purpose, and love. And I know there's a huge list here, and they're able to be improved on and added to. But I think like I said before, we need to have the understanding of who we are as individuals and how we can serve the people we come across, whether it be as a people in the community, our coaches, our teammates. It all goes hand in hand. And knowing these traits of life values and what we bring can build authentic relationships. And then at the end of the day, that's what it is when you're building a team and building a culture as a person and player culture, team culture, all that stuff. I think they are difficult to sustain and be consistent in your life values, but as long as we have the thought process of, hey, I'm willing to learn and grow and develop, that they all can be built upon. And as long as we're true to ourselves and we find how to build a common ground between players and coaches, coaches and players, players and players, I think we're able to build a successful cultures, and we can lead our players or ourselves into self-discovery and find out how we can explore opportunities within the game. So habits. We are our habits at the end of the day. Everything we do in life matters. We should approach our life differently than those around us sometimes. And at the end of the day, it's difficult, but we have to do that. Whether what we do as an athlete or coach, we need to make sure they're positive habits. And I know life sometimes we don't have them, but we're able to seek growth and seek opportunities to try new things and to explore new opportunities. So some questions to ask yourself is it a habit to be disciplined and getting your work done for school or for work? Because at the end of the day, education is very important. So we need to be successful in that regard. To show up early or stay late in the gym after practice or before practice, put in extra work when others are out socializing, encouraging and holding my teammates accountable, like trying to build them, hey, let's go get some work in, or you should be at practice trying to get our teammates better so we can achieve these goals. And is it a habit to eat healthy or get sleep at night? And some things for coaches to think about too is when you're developing skill development players is how we can maximize our habits and relay them onto our players and coaches and fellow coaches we work with. So some things to build better habits. When you have a cultivate your mindset, we can use this by change habitual movements. So when we change our perspectives, it can add value to our lives. So if we think one way and of a negative mindset, why not try and incorporate that to see growth and opportunities? We all have the ability to build these essential habits and be quality leaders. And I mean, when you see one person working out getting better, there's opportunities to relay that onto other people and build their lives up. So our choices dictate our actions, and we should expect to do more than your share of what's going on. And how we do what we do, how you do what you do matters more than what you're actually doing. So your approach and your attitude for everything dictates what we end up doing. And this can all start with beginning with a small habit, and then it can build better, and find opportunities to develop. So yeah, that's that habit stuff. And just a quick insight of adding more to our skill development is there's a whole wide range of different things, but sleep is something that needs to be touched upon as well, and for building athletic performance and skill development, because it impacts how we act and we on a daily basis, our cognitive ability to learn, our speed and quickness, and injury reduction, reaction time, our self-confidence and motivation, all stuff that if we don't have our sleep and we don't master the skill of sleeping, we won't be able to be successful on the court. So that's just something that needs to be touched upon as you see what the lack of sleep can lead to. And these are some tips here for training our sleep, as we want to aim for 8 hours of sleep, work to be consistent, waking up and going to bed. If you find one night struggling with your sleep, the next day try and pay it back with our naps. But we don't want to do it too late, because then it can continue to affect the way we sleep as well. And when we get into the electronics, turn off the phone, and I know it's difficult, all that stuff, and you can see there's different other ways to kind of improve our habits of sleeping. And some rituals are different, it's trial and error, but once we get a foundation through our sleep habits, we'll then be able to build on our individual skill development on the court, because being healthy off the court, we'll be able to do it, to be successful on the court. So this is something that I want to share, is beginning a workout and personal growth notebook. I think it's these skills can bring your teams and players to the next level, and depending on where you want to go and your growth and your development in life. So it's something we're going to touch upon. So the skill of journaling: dreams written down become goals, and goals written down can turn into action. When you document, you should document your thoughts and ideas, and workout goals, just get them down on paper. It's a way to, or in your phone, it's a chance to allow you to express your emotion, ideas, and gives you opportunity to hold yourself accountable. You find time to wake up, when you wake up at night, when you wake up in the morning, right before bed, you carry the notebook. Anytime you get thoughts, try and write them down on paper, and this can help in your basketball development and all that stuff, because you have ideas you want to improve on or different things. Just get them all on paper, and you can find ways to improve on that. And I have a personal journal that I write some things down. I have a basketball skills workout journal, I have my motivational journal, and I have some notes on my phone. So those are all different. I know it doesn't seem very organized, but I just get my stuff down on paper, and just get them out there, and things I want to accomplish and things I've done or have learned from different coaches and players, and then these all can be used in team building activities in beginning of the season. You can have players write in different experiences after practice. You can write the goals and of the week, before school, before bed, and basketball journals can be used to resort to off-season workouts. And because I know coaches can't always be with their players, or players can't always be with their coaches, but you can find ways to better yourself when you're away from the practice time. So this is questions to begin your personal journal. So this is like a personal development, I guess, because so these are some questions to help you build your personal statement of who you are and what you want to become. What is your vision, your why, and what do I have to do personally to accomplish the goals that I have, and who you are as a person, who are you, and my I am statements, and talking to yourself positively, and because that's the way we're able to build skills if we seek growth. And why? Why do you do the things you do? And these journal exercises can help you in school, with your friends, family, career, and even future aspirations. So I decided to, like I mentioned earlier, write my own journal from Dave Hopla and Point Guard College, and I have all those different notebooks. It was a detailed plan of what this was a detailed plan of what you can accomplish or you want to accomplish with your workouts. So you can track your workouts, put a time that you want to get your workout in done, but be purposeful. And this can hold yourself accountable because you're going out, you're writing down what you want to get done, you're willing to train by yourself, get the workout in, and then you can compete against your other workouts that you did yesterday. And you can challenge yourself by writing out new workouts you want to go out to the hoop or go to the park and go get some work in, and you can find different opportunities where you can learn new skills, write them down, and then go out and practice. And this gives you a chance to correct yourself and on things you can improve on, or and then of course when you're building skills you want to start from the beginning and build your way up into different things. So, and when you see successes from your planned workouts, you'll just want to continue to improve and get better. So that's when we'll building a skill workout journal is all about. So this is about building motivation and self-confidence. So when we train, we should be our biggest fan. We want to talk to ourselves in a manner that is going to be building yourself up. You should be humble, but just have the understanding that you can improve and get better. Believe in yourself and bet on your abilities. No one sees the hours of work you put in. And setbacks, it's part of developing any type of skill in life. You have to know and understand that it's part of development, but you have to decide. Your choice is yours to see how you decide to face that adversity that's around you. And if you want to continue to better, you got to be disciplined in your habits and actions that you have, and we control how we decide to our attitude towards putting in that work in and developing our skills and all that. And we can't have self-limiting beliefs with our trainings or in life, and we just got to keep building. If they happen, it's part of it, but we have to choose to put in the right mindset to feeding our development. And there's this positive self-talk can help in games, workouts, tough days in school, work, and then it can lead to positive outcomes on the court if we're speaking to ourselves in a different manner on the court. So right, there's just a little further in depth into building self-confidence. They come from like verbal encouragement, past performance outcomes, experiences of seeing someone else succeed, and being aware of our emotional responses. So confidence usually just comes from making a choice to decide to work hard, but also being diligent in our approach to how we work out or how we build something. And these are some motivational pages that I go to when I just need a little bit of motivational inspiration, I guess. So it's just some things that I want to just pass along real quick. It's just two. So it's motivational hub. It gives you ideas of how to bring some motivation to your bad day and change your mentality like that. I know it's tough at times, but it is feasible to do. And then Inspire and Habit is another one not Inspire and Habit. Which one was this one? Oh yeah, it is Inspire and Habit. So these are two motivational pages you can check out to see how, if you need a little help throughout your day, that's something that can change your mentality through subconscious, your brain thinking of different things of how to better yourself. So, and another important skill that can be talked about is, or that can help your development is watching film. It improves your basketball IQ. It can assist players in understanding game situations. But when you're watching film, you should also, for player development, skill development, you should try and watch someone who is similar to your game that you have. If you're 5'8" or 5'9", which I was a smaller guard growing up, I watched Jason Kidd and Steve Nash And I recently looked at Capazzo, JJ Barea, and Chris Paul, so smaller. But if you're a bigger guard and a forward, you can find players that fit your style of play or something you want to emulate. And there's plenty of different tools that are online in this day and age. The technology, you're able to search on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. There's plenty of opportunities to check out some skill development, individual development tools. So you just got to be smart in your approach and don't watch just highlights. I think watch highlights are important to kind of go out there and check out different skills, but also your approach to watching full games, so you know how to read the game and understand different situations and know what to do in various plays when they occur. So it helps your basketball IQ and improve your basketball feel. And to be honest, watching film would be all good, but you also have to put in the reps. Like apply what you see in games or on the highlight films, but those are hours and hours and hours of work before you can perform them in games. So I think watching film can help your overall skill development. The ugly truth, I call this the ugly truth about basketball skill development, is that it'll be hard. It's a long road. It's a long road to mounting your skills as a player. But you have a lot of resources that are here to help, and coaches are meant to help encourage you and lead players through this. But before we become good at developing a skill, we have to have the interest, as the interest precedes the development of talent. So motivation is the reason why players become talented. They aren't just born with it. Some interest precedes them, and then they put in the work to kind of get better. And players have to fall in love with the game, and getting better will come as it goes on. And some advice for trying to improve some skills is just pick one specific or a few different skills you want to improve on, and sacrifice some time to get better and improve these skills, and be okay with training by yourself and long hours of skill development. That's what it takes to kind of get to where you want to be, whatever your aspirations are. For knowing your strengths, I think this is something that's very important. So just note, like, one time as you're developing, you can be really strong at one thing, but if you continue to improve your skills, you'll be able to be self-aware of where you want to be or what skills you want to develop. But you have to know what type of player you are and what you bring to the team, and that can always translate to finding ways to stretch yourself and train. If you are doing something on your team, but when you're working off by yourself, you can try new things. So when it comes to a time where you can try and be a different type of player, you're able to stretch yourself and get out of your comfort zone. And one thing is skill development. You have to fail fast, fail often, and fail forward. So you don't develop without failing. So be willing to stretch yourself and try new things and explore opportunity. So I recommend finding some different workouts that are able to help you improve your skill development. It could be shooting, ball handling, conditioning, speed, agility, plyometric work, stretching. All are important facets of developing the actual basketball side of your development. And each offseason, extra court time, there's time and resources that are there for you to put in the work and improve your game. And you just got to go out there, find them, execute them. And this is one by Steve Nash that I love. It's one that's a 20-minute workout, but you can also make your adjustments efficient, and you can just go ahead, put in the work. And he just shows various moves that he incorporated in some of his game. And there's a PDF form online that you could check out, and just see he's in the gym by himself, no trainer, just putting in the work. And I know some younger athletes don't really know who Steve Nash is, but he is one of my favorite players growing up. And I think it just shows, like, just being in the gym by himself or at the park and his development. He wouldn't be where he is if it wasn't for his time getting in the gym. So, and then So these are some individual improvement. I know it might be tough to read for some of you guys, but you can always go back and check out the page on Rend Sports and write down the workout yourself if it's something you're interested in. So to the left over here, we have dribble moves. So you start outside the 3-point line, attack, make a dribble move, and then you can finish at the basket. And there's just various different workouts you can do. You could do it into pull-up jump shots, dribble moves into pull-up jump shots. And then you're shooting. If you have a partner, you can do this. But right now, even if you want to do it individually, you could just start underneath the basket and the shooting workout over here, depending on 5 spots. And you start underneath the basket, throw it out to the wing, curl into your shot, catch and shoot, and then you have the next one. You rip and go. So there's various, and then you pull up jump shots. You can add different workouts to it, and so then there's stationary, just throwing out to yourself, running, get a conditioning workout in like Steve Nash was doing in the last video. You could take it out to the 3-point line, and then getting into some pressure shooting, foul shooting workout here is that you shoot 2 free throws, possible of 40 shots, and you make a free throw, you run. So you don't have to run. You miss, you have to run. So there's various workouts you can do, but that's just something you guys can check out. This is a full court workout, so it's 50 full court trips and incorporating 50 free throws, and can all be done in 20 minutes. This is a killer workout, but it's a great conditioning and skill development full court drill, and it just goes into depth of the different moves you can work, and you have each drill can be done for 4 trips. Using your left hand and right hand and various ways attacking the rim and through jump shots or different finishes and all that stuff. And it just goes into 11 different sequences to be built upon into 50 trips. So it's a killer, but it's worth it. It's worth checking out. So your off-season conditioning. So this is something that you guys can do coming into the end of your seasons. I know it's tough times right now, but we can still be working to developing our fitness and all that stuff. So this is a track workout that can be done, or it can be done in the future as well, just to get some conditioning going in. So it's just an idea of basketball conditioning workout that can be touched upon. So. And I have a few here that these are some individual like workouts you can check. So you could do an ab workout. So this is a Tyler Hansborough ab workout that I enjoy doing. We have to build foundation as athletes too, and having a strong core and body, strong body can definitely help us in our skill development, because we're able to play longer and develop more as players when we're physically fit and able to withstand longer workouts for a longer period of time. And as you can see here, there's speed and agility, hand-eye coordination, balance, injury prevention. So this is another coach that I like learning from is Alan Stein, who's a performance trainer and stuff. So this is all these are a lot of things that we can see are on YouTube and stuff like that too. But it goes into, so there's a bunch of different stuff about basketball development and a bunch of different building our development as a player and athlete. So like right here is a stronger team and different things that we can do. And one of the last videos that I like is Point Guard College has a great insight onto being a developing player. You just got to put in your email here, and you can get a bunch of different videos that come into the previous videos that they have, and ball handling and different skills we can learn and improving our bodies and all that stuff. So it's a mental approach, and these are just some things that I use. I trained with them all last year and coached with them last summer, and it was a great chance for me to enhance my skills and stuff like that, and enhance my coaching and development. And so it's worth checking out. So my recommendation to improve skills, you can find a player or someone who's been there where you want to go, and just reach out to them and build a relationship with them and check to see like where you think is best, to kind of better yourself, and find a coach or a player or mentor who can assist you in trying to achieve your goals of wherever you want to go. And the next recommendation I have is rule of 5. We are the average of the 5 people we talk to the most, so we have to see who we surround ourselves with. Definitely dictates of how you who you want to become in life. So it's or not necessarily who you want to become in life, but we are the average of those 5 people. If you look at your last 5 text messages and people you interact with the most, we got to decide, are those people helping us advance and wherever we want to go, or are they hurting us? At times that is very true, is we have to surround ourselves with people who can enhance our lives as well. And I like meditating or sit in silence, read in a quiet room, and try and find ways to slow ourselves down and sit in silence and use our breath. Is one of the most important tools we have in stressful situations on the court or off the court. So just being able to control our breath, relax, and control ourselves in stressful situations is definitely important. Journal, like we talked about before, listen to motivational talks, seeking downfalls as ways to kind of overcome different things in life, and have a competitive mentality. So compete against yourself, as we are our biggest competitor at the end of the day. So we have to find ways to have that mentality. Hey, we're going to continue to grow and develop. And the next recommendation is find ways to improve your game in all facets. Well, it's watching film or learning from coaches and taking advice from people who've been to where you've been, where you want to go, or learning from people who just have different experiences. Just be ready to study and learn. And I know I've talked about this next one: seek out trainings, be okay to work out by yourself and try new things. And life's about trying things, failing, and getting better. So that's one things we can incorporate, and put in hours and hours of reps. That's what it takes to kind of get to where we want to be. Not kind of, but that's what it takes: reps, hours of tracking our skills and all that. Building our physical state, whether it's conditioning through running, swimming, some body weight lifts, some core exercises. All stuff can be utilized to kind of enhance our physical state, because that will then translate into being able to develop our individual skill development through basketball. Get quality sleep, build our nutrition. That's one facet I didn't really touch upon as much, but that can go into a whole nother hour-long presentation, as long as that's definitely something that needs to be taught more and can be developed. Making sacrifices. So we have all the time we can, but instead of being on the Xbox or being something, go out there and do the extra work and put in the time and effort into these different ways to improve our skills. Being self-aware of know what we bring, and that's something that we have to have that understanding, and learn through self-discovery. Try, fail, improve are all ways to incorporate new skills into our life. And things that the best part about basketball is it can teach you things that can bring you way beyond basketball and in life. So basketball is just a vehicle that can teach you a variety of things, of hard work, eating healthy, getting good sleep, all that stuff. So utilize these goals and values to kind of incorporate and bring them into different avenues, and be optimistic in your approach, and be open, and keep a great perspective onto where you want to be and what you want to do and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, you can contact me on WhatsApp or email me, Instagram, and Athletes and Coaches. Any personal advice for goals, building positive habits, individual skill workouts, lifting routines, books to read, nutritional advice for colleges, all that stuff. I mean, there's more that can definitely be talked about, and I'm here as just a friend and a colleague and all that stuff. So I mean, open to different things. And coaches, I definitely, there's been some great videos out there for and for all live games, all that stuff. So there's plenty of information out there and all that stuff. But it's definitely good that Nabil put this together, and there's been plenty of other coaches that put different videos together that we can improve ourselves, whether basketball development or anything. So it's great. It's great resources to be providing these opportunities for people and coaches and players to develop. So that's me, and I want to thank you for Nabil and Rend Sports for giving me the time to work to share my thoughts and my experiences. So that's that. Thank you.
You're very welcome. That was really good. Appreciate you taking the time and obviously going through that. And I think most of our attendees will find that useful as well. The first question we have for you there. You touched on mentoring. So can you talk briefly about who is your coaching mentor and who impacted your life and your career the most?
Yeah. Well, that's a tough question. I think I've definitely I've had plenty of coaches in every stage of my development. I think from a youth basketball, I had an AU coach who put in the time and just gave me some effort to kind of say, hey, listen, it is possible. I had goals when I was younger of where I wanted to go in life. And I shared these thoughts. I shared these developments with him. And he was like, oh, hey, we can make that happen, but it's going to take time, effort, and a lot of hard work to get to. So that's my coach, Mike, who is my AU coach, who got me through different things and developing as a player and athlete and stuff like that. So that's something that he was good. And then when I got to college, my college coach was a good mentor to me. And then once I left college, I had a few coaches who helped my professional development. Coach Terry from Ireland. I've had a few other coaches who've just seen my development, where I wanted to go and continue to develop. And there's been like 7, I can't name too many. There's too many coaches that are able to give me the time and effort into mentorship, and I'm open to learning and seeing different things. So I think as players and coaches, we have to keep an open mindset of saying, hey, listen, we have a vision of where we want to do and all that stuff, but also being willing to put in the work and the time and learning from people and being open-minded behind everything. So, and that's just something that I've learned. So.
That's great. Next one there for you is I noticed you talked a lot about nutrition, you talked about meditation, and for those of you guys who don't follow Cullen on Instagram, if you get over to his Instagram page, there's a ton of different stuff that he does right now during the pandemic where he keeps himself busy. But from a specific basketball point of view, so I know we talked meditation, reading, watching tape, strength workouts, all of this stuff is fine, we can do them. But from a specific shooting perspective, for example, what are some things that you can do or that you're trying to do right now during this time to stay fresh and to keep your rhythm? Is that something you can advise coaches that they can do with their kids at home, their athletes or players who are watching?
Yeah, I think just being able to visualize different things and seeing yourself of knowing. I think mentally just having your approach to just visualizing different things and seeing like when you get to that chance to get back into the gyms and stuff like that, you have that confidence. Hey, I've done it plenty of times. I know I can build into those things. And it is difficult right now when some people don't have access to gyms and stuff like that, or coaches and stuff like that, but we have to have that approach. You can even just grab a ball and just find a target in your backyard and hit that target. Make sure you're holding your finish and just throw the ball up in the air, release. Make sure you're even recording yourself shooting, and make sure it's the same follow through every time. I mean, I haven't personally done that, but I've done it before. I haven't done it during this time, but I've done it before. I videotape myself shooting, and I know, oh, that time I should have held my finish. Oh, this time I should make sure my elbow is straight, I'm following through, and all that stuff. So there's plenty of different things we can do to try and incorporate into our routine, but it's difficult now because not everybody has access to the coaches or the hoops in our backyard or something like that. But we have the ability to say, hey, I'm going to shoot this ball, hit that same spot every time, find a spot on the ball, same time. So that's something that players can be doing during this time as well. So
yeah, no, it's definitely something that we can be doing. And I'm not sure if you saw that video of Hillary Nets from Ireland. I
Yeah.
think we mentioned him yesterday, but the hoops outside his house were taken down, and that did not stop him. He went outside and started shooting and getting a shooting workout with no basket. So so for sure, there's always that something you can do, and that was something he did.
Mhm.
Cullen, really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing. From on my behalf and everybody else's, it was great to have you. So really thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you, Nabil. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.